patterns that early on. But we'll see. Indeed, it's a unique approach to see the meta coming in from the wildcard champions rather than the defending champions.
Well, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Game 1 into the Land of Dawn as Natan brings us in. Skies and Andoryu going to be pathing towards the same route over. They'll be meeting up, and let's talk a little bit about this matchup, right? Lancelot versus the Joy. I think in recent times, well, oh, hold up, big fight mid lane.
In as early as less than a minute, it seems like Stormy has been brought down to less than half HP, and I'm seeing the confidence in the interview, even just now in the mid lane from Pluto.
Bober, really well played on the Kimmy. It just shows you the experience that he's had in the wild card, just picking up this hero so many times. And Andoryu was actually gone for the orange buff straight into the Lethal Wanderer, knowing that SRG's jungler Skies will probably go for the triangle route.
Yep. And I'm liking how they're controlling the mid lane so far, since we know for a fact that Hilda does tend to be the one putting the pressure, being the one trying to invade a bit. But okay, so we saw this coming, but not to a point where it could potentially be an early solo kill. But hold on, in the mid lane, it seems like there's action happening once more. Thorn Rose committed by Andoryu, but Skies secures first blood onto Pluto and will not get punished for it.
Great moves from Skies. A glimpse of the MSC performance he's had last time. Vengeance!
Okay, gets the flicker out of the turret, but will that keep him safe? Because Cram will try to go for the kill, but instead, no, it's Yumes trying to help him there. A little bit of help, but somehow still a solo kill.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it can still count mid lane. This is definitely not a solo.
Oh my goodness, the pressure in the mid lane coming in from Virtus.pro, and the way they're able to answer back against SRG. This is a surprising turn of events, but Andoryu Phantom execution out. Pluto might be taken out though, not yet level 4, and the control in the turtle pit seems to fall into SRG's hands.
This is big. SRG have brawled it out and actually have gotten a better timing in towards the turtle. Bad call level 4 though, that's Pluto!
Oh, so it seems like they don't want to recall. They're just trying to regroup, but that will mean that SRG OG secures the first hurdle of the game.
Now we get to see the setup that was done in the draft. You know, batting out a lot of the ready-to-fight heroes for Turtle 1 to take away that strength away from VP. Now we get to check onto the emblems here. Master Assassin for the Claude. It's the firmness for the Moskov. Super Agorka has taken much more of a passive route. Hell, I think the entire team has 3 tenacities from Virtus.pro. They're really respecting the firepower from SRG.
So could they be really planning to focus on the macro for this game, not until they know that they've already hit their power spikes? But the way we're seeing it right now, at least in the trio mid, they're just really taking on the fights. They're somehow starting to brawl, but speaking of brawl, it seems like Stormy will start it instead. They will try to go for it, and they take down Pluto. Andoryu gets to escape, but now will he try to re-engage? Because the rest of his teammates, they seem to be in danger. That's 2 members down for Virtus.pro.
Great fight from SRG, utilizing that Stormy utility here early on. Getting those knockups, massive for SRG, and you can just see the coordination here for SRG, right? The fact that they were all ready to pounce as the knockup came through with the Lantern Flare shows you that at least here, they've got the advantage in that department. Virtus.pro were all over the place.
Yeah.
Bober was kiting away, wanted to go for the member they used Traction Pulse on. Now Cram.
What? AOG right in front of Cram just to somehow block his path. But they will successfully take him down though, but they needed 3 in order to do that. And I agree with you, it seems like Virtus.pro, their mechanical capabilities, they've proven that, but their coordination might need a little more work, especially in the way we've seen them play. But Stormy forced to flicker away, and now the SOD, okay, they will not proceed with the fight.
Yeah. Scoreboard 4-3, really close, but SRG have gotten more value out of their kills over Virtus.pro. Virtus.pro, like you said, Brigitte, they've been sending 2 members into the bottom lane to go for these kills, and SRG have bought so much time with those guys before dying that they could get more value out of the map. Purple buff was stolen. This puts Skies in a good position, despite Andoryu still being at the same level, actually a bit ahead in XP, fighting for Turtle 3.
He's actually 3-0. It's a really good standing, but again, even despite him being a Lancelot, if SRG OG are able to just dominate and control the objectives that way, it's gonna be a little difficult for them to contest, and now they can immediately transition to the top lane, although Andoryu might try his best to defend. They might not let go of this tier 1 just yet, and that's another thing I feel. There's no turrets taken down from either of these two teams so far.
Yeah, very disciplined from both these teams, at least when it comes to protecting their structures, lane swapping the lanes as well. Super Agorka sent down below for the turtle fight earlier. They didn't want to contest. And at least when it comes to the macro, it's great for Virtus.pro, right? They have been on the back foot for the most part of the trades, but they know what to do. Here, bad cut.
Oh, bad cut. There's the AOG as well, but will not knock up any single member. Sportware tries to go for Sakai, but on the other side of the map, Yumes is the one taken down. SOD will be landing onto Stormy, and Innocent might just be the turnaround of Virtus.pro. Innocent gets to take down one, but still, that's 3 members traded out by VP.
That might be the first win Virtus.pro has found in this game in a pure team fight. Andoryu!
Oh, the Phantom Execution, if that connected, I wonder how things would have changed. But just as we spoke about turrets, Virtus.pro get the first one away from SRG OG.
It was so close in the early game despite SRG's control over the neutral objective. 1,000 gold was all they had in the lead. And you can see with the team fight, despite it being also very messy from VP, you can see the targeting being all over the place. They managed to find the solution, and it was a big spear to land from Super Agorka. From down below, absolutely ridiculous accuracy from the young man from EECA. And now we've got a game. Both teams scale up pretty well. And both teams are playing for mid-game here, Brig.
That was a Firmness Moskov.
Yeah. Firmness Moskov dealing damage. AOG!
AOG right in front of Crab. Oh, the flicker coming in as well from Badcon, immediately eliminating a single member from SRG before the turtle. Could this be a little different this time? Because VP, they're able to take a pick-off against SRG.
Wow. I'm really impressed by VP. The miscoordinations we saw early on, it seems like one fight and they're back together. This is their wildcard form in the final. Super Agorka picking up turrets for free as they set up for the final turtle of the game, Pluto.
Oh, will Andoryu let go of this opportunity? Sakai still secures the objective, but Andoryu's unstoppable. Might just go for the kills. Sakai fortunately gets away, but still, VP, they're not letting up without a fight.
Trades have been so equal this time around. VP get a little bit more of value. 2-1, a turret, but SRG did get the turtle. So it's a +1 value for VP here. Super Agorka, though, he's farming up to be a beast. Let's take a look at the items. Perfect timing. In-game equipment, it's not just the man in the gold lane, but it's the man, an import from the Philippines who's done amazing this game. Look at that lead. 1,000. Again, you have to remember, his purple buff got stolen. This hasn't been the best games when it comes to farm. Andoryu!
He's almost legendary. 6-0! Primal Round! Oh, not Primal Round. Not just yet. It was the Phantom Execution. But somehow, Innocent still gets away, but not Kram! Oh my goodness.
Someone has to charge VP for fraud.
That was such
in the wild card, this was not how they performed. They were messy. Yes, they were good, but now Andoryu's going 1v1.
Are they actually gonna? Okay.
Back to the point. They're not playing the way we expected them to. This is clean gaming for VP. Maybe the first few minutes, yes, that was the VP we expected. You know, miscoms happening, miscoordinations little, small wins from SRG individually here and there. But it seems after the laning phase, this team has turned around so quickly. These fights have been so good, the rotations as well. And it's SRG who find themselves on the back foot, mainly Cram being very vulnerable with the CC on Vengeance, getting countered by the crowd control we spoke of in the draft. Pluto.
Yeah, and he got such a good start too, but hold on, speaking of, it's Innocent who gets taken down this time, not the best one for SRG OG. Sakai gets to trade, however, but Andoryu still going for it. 2-for-2 trade for both of these teams.
But it's worth it for VP. They got both the carries, Skies and Innocent leaving the utility. Stormy in the mid lane. SRG still have the better control over the neutral objective here, so they will deny VP of a take on Lord, and it will prolong the game to a point where I think SRG can still pull things back. Yeah. It really comes down to a battle of team fights at this point. But VP have a Moskov. That's where the but comes in.
Yeah.
If Super Agorka plays this well, this could be a split push angle that forces SRG into a crucial forced error.
Yeah, and if SRG OG in the fights actually get the shutdown onto Andoryu.
There you
I
go.
feel like that'll matter a lot, but will they actually get to do that? Innocent tried to, but he will not succeed. That's a kill from Super Egorka. AOG committed by Pluto, but he's all alone in the middle of four. But Super Egorka, he makes it to the fight. Bober has to reposition, however, because Crab, with a beautiful use of the Vengeance, gets a double kill. And Andoryu, he's legendary, but they lose 3 members. Badcott, is he still going for it?
The one time you don't go for the CC on CC, you lose it out. Now Phantom Execution as Cram gets the kill back. Badcott taking down Andoryu, looking for scraps, has to land the puncture, goes over the Thorn Rose. Cram survives!
Somehow he still survives, and Sekai's might get the shutdown, but still doesn't! How is Andoryu still alive after all of this?
How is SRG doing it as well? We've got so many questions that we need to answer, that these two teams need to answer. Andoryu surviving, SRG winning despite not having Innocent in that fight. They want to fight again. Pluto knocked up.
He's starting to hurt. Innocent is starting to hurt. Pluto won't be able to land the AOG, but Andoryu fights Sekai's! But he might be taken out here by Innocent, and now it's Super Egorka doing work, trying to look for the trades now that their jungler is down, but it might just be the disengage, it's just the call, because Yums and Cram hunt him down!
3 deaths, but he's still clutched. That Innocent, man, is ridiculous. Bober with the flicker out. Yums looking for the chase now, trying to cut him down, but Badcott's all alone, and it's a dive into him. One last Earth Shatter as Innocent picks up a killing spree and finally sets SRG's win condition in place.
Those were like consecutive redemption moments for Cram, because the sudden jump on his KDA, just look at that. If he was struggling to position himself earlier, he got the shutdown on 2 crucial heroes of VP, and then after that just kept putting in the pressure, which led them to getting this objective even.
Let's take a look at the fight again, a replay of it. Super Egorka zoned away. Now we see the brilliance of the Hilda pick. Maybe a lot of people, me included, don't like the Hilda pick, right? Because, especially in Rome, but he's done his job. Yums was able to bait out so many of the resources from Super Egorka, tank so many shots from him that the rest of SRG can come down and beat him up. Cram, the most vulnerable member on the team to crowd control, is still the big prio. There's a fight going on in live cam view. AOG to defend. Let's take a look at it.
Oh! Super Egorka finding Sekai's. Will VP actually go for this fight knowing that their jungler is down, but they focus on taking down the Lord for now. That at least exposed all their inhibitor turrets, however, and somehow an advantage for SRG.
What? Did Super Egorka get a solo kill? Did Skies walk up too aggressively? Because he did land the SOD, yes, but when he did, Skies was already super low.
So there was probably a fight before that, but speaking of the fight, look at this curtain call latched onto Pluto and Super Egorka. Beautiful targets for Cram, but gets knocked up right there by the Earth Shatter. Badcott, though, doesn't have the Primal Wrath, so they won't be able to find a way to fight back, not unless Andoryu looks for the trades, but the Thorn Rose doesn't seem to land onto Stormy.
A desperate play from Andoryu, and SRG will capitalize on this. The experience of the defending MSC champions coming in the mid-game. 13 minutes in, and they're going to be knocking at the base turret. First one going down, SOD landing for Super Egorka. Skies!
Could this actually be it? VP will try to defend, uses the AOG as well, but Super Egorka unfortunately gets taken down. There's the traction pulse from Bober, and they still have some minion waves coming in, but they have to wait for the next wave.
5 seconds on Andoryu. Wave is coming in, but it's a bit too slow. VP actually have a shot of defending. SRG need to get this wave into the base. Here we go.
Did they actually go for the conceal? Badcott doesn't land their shatter, and Bober is the first to fall. Andoryu 2 won't more, or he will make it out alive and successfully clears the wave still.
Oh, Skies just died. What? Where? Did he get shot by the turret? Did he walk up too far? Or was the minions the one that dealt the final blow?
There's a Lord! There's a Lord!
This is a big mistake from SRG. Yes, they've gotten value. It's still value. Base turrets taken down mid and bot. But VP have more members for the Lord. 20 seconds for Skies. Cram is walking up still very aggressively. Okay. It's not a big mistake. The SRG have recovered very, very well, just poking and holding their ground up against a VP team that also was waiting for 2 members to get back up in Badcott and Bober.
Okay, so at least It isn't necessarily an immediate transition into the Lord for VP, even though Sekai's was taken down earlier. And it seems like they'll need a bit more resources if they want to deal with Cram, unlike how it was for the first few minutes. Things have changed a bit, especially as Innocent has already taken his items. He's already full build on this Claude. But speaking of full build, oh no! Pluto doesn't go for the engage and instead gets taken down. So Pluto and Badcott, the true frontliners, they're nowhere to be seen for VP.
There's no front line up against this SRG composition in the late game, man. Youm's walking up, canceling the recall, and it will be a 2v1. Super Agorka throws it out, almost catches Stormy. 2v1.
Uses the Wind of Nature, but against 2, will he be still able to find a way out? Make it 3 indeed, and Sekai's doesn't care. Taking down one of the best ways to defend for VP.
30 seconds on the death timers. SRG are looking to go for just one wave in the mid lane. They think it's going to be enough. They've shoved up top. No, wait. Yeah, they're just going to go for the mid lane, straight into it. Cram with the curtain call over to Badcott.
Okay, the curtain call was already used, but it seems like they're not going to care. Andoryu doesn't land any of his skills, and instead, SRG OG gain access to the base. It's a killing spree for Sekai's, and after 6